Welcome, everyone, to Progressive Discussions. I'm your host, James P. Madonna. I've been doing this since 1995, actually before 1995, on podcasts with my late, great, original co-host, the one and only, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman, may he rest in peace, whom I dedicated my YouTube channel to. He's the one that came up with the title Progressive Discussions. It came from the Reverend Dr. Bill, but all of the archive shows are on my YouTube channel. Okay, every one of them that I did with him. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, we got the StreamYard link in the comment section. I also sent them out. Jordy Kate, performing artist from the nation of Scotland, which I'm very fond of. Mr. Bart Robinson from southwestern New Jersey, the other side of the hourglass, because New Jersey is shaped like an hourglass. How are you? Feliz Domingo. Happy Sunday to you, Bart Robinson. Hey, my progressive political correspondent and news anchor, or whatever you want to call him, grand, high, exalted, mystic ruler of progressive discussions, and as far as politics goes, Mr. Jason Cleveland from Seattle, Washington. How are you, sir? Yes, happy Father's Day to all the feminists out there. I hope this gets under their skin. But people pay a lot more attention to Mother's Day. Yeah, Father's Day, they don't really pay it any mind, but it's true. I mean, my late grandmother once says, anybody could be a father. That's easy, but you only have one mother. That's if the mother is not out of her mind, insane, abusive, dysfunctional, addicted on drugs. If she's a normal, decent woman from a good family and she displays domestic skills and proper maternal instincts. Right, that is true. But if you have a good father, I'm sure the fathers are treated well on Father's Day, the ones that are alive. I have no children that I know of. So I'm not a Faja. From Austin Powers, gold member. I am your Faja. No, I'm not a Faja until some chick rings my doorbell and says, Daddy, Daddy. Oh, man. Yes, my good friend, Jason Cleveland. Feliz Domingo to you, too. Happy Sunday. We've had very unseasonably cool weather Yesterday was a low of 55 degrees and a high of low 60s, but it's a little bit warmer today here in northeastern New Jersey, but it's still cool. But for some reason, because I'm not on the first floor, well, who knows? I'm starting to feel the humidity. So later on, I may have to shut the windows and turn the air conditioning on because I cannot deal with humidity. But I brought a refreshing beverage. Okay. Hold on. I brought a refreshing beverage, which is what I've been drinking, the product that I brought on Eric Fraunfelter's Wildcard Wednesday. Okay, I'm going to open it up soon. Brooklyn Brewery, Pulp Art, hazy double IPA at 8%. At 8% alcohol. I don't like those namby-pamby light beers and macros, especially American macros, nationally advertised macros. They give me heartburn. Maybe it's the chemicals, the preservatives, the cheap filler, the adjunct ingredients. You know, other people talk about adjunct ingredients like it's normal. No, it's not normal. It's called stretching the barley, or perhaps stretching the barley and the hops. It's like putting too much white rice in a burrito, okay? Or putting too much lettuce in a nice rare roast beef sandwich on a hero submarine roll, whatever. All right. So you get less meat. Me personally, I only have tomatoes and horseradish mayo and lots of fresh ground black pepper on my roast beef sandwiches. Jason Cleveland say, yeah, sure. I don't drink ghetto beers. Fine malt liquor? No, not me. Not me. I only do craft. I do craft, and I like the old world quality ingredients. So, I'm glad everyone is here. I am still awaiting my guests via webcam, but they might come sooner, later, never. I mean, not today. You know, maybe they're if they're fathers, it could be that their children are taking them out to dinner, which I highly doubt because you know how they always like to stiff daddy with the restaurant tab, right? Jason knows about that. Being born a male, getting stiffed with the tab all the time. Some equality, right? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Everyone else in the family or at the table, aside from the main breadwinner, who happens to be male, they all have short alligator arms. Oh, I got it. Oh, I got it. Let me see. How much is my portion of the bill? Oh, I can't reach my wallet. Alligator arms. Louisiana? What about the entire Gulf Coast? I'm sure Tampa's humid. Corpus Christi, Galveston, Mobile, Alabama, Biloxi, which is a funny word, Biloxi, Mississippi, Galveston, oh Galveston. That was Glenn Campbell, right, Ron? The great Ronald J. Tyrion. Galveston. Okay, now we're gonna Let me see if I can bring up. Oh, okay. Oh, wait a second. They always have the volume muted on this particular channel. Well, I will do a screen share because I want to put the first two amusing subjects on the show. Where the hell are you? Okay, share screen. Of course, you got to jump through hoops. All right. Okay, now let me catch up with Ronald. I've been to all those places, but southeastern Louisiana seems to be the worst. Really? Is that because you spend the most time there because that's where you live, or it just really feels more humid? Washington, D.C. is really bad too, as it is in a basin trap. The humidity, all the times, every year I used to visit my late aunt and uncle who were from Baltimore, and they lived in first they lived in Severna Park, Maryland, on an inlet leading to the Chesapeake Bay, and then they moved to St. Michael's, Eastern Shore, Maryland, directly on the Chesapeake Bay. And it was really humid there. I mean, the water is brackish, which is part salt, part fresh, but it's very humid. And actually, the East Coast is high in humidity, but it can't compare to the Gulf Coast. I mean, I'm sure it can't. Okay, we're going to have a little humor here with crazy, greedy, lying TV evangelists. Here's like the most dramatic, insane one. Mr. Copeland.
And don't you ever say I did.
This man is the wealthiest pastor in the whole of the United States, and you won't believe just how much money he has. He lives in a $7 million mansion, rides a $500,000 Mercedes, and owns 3 airplanes. Who needs 3 airplanes?
And you have some fancy clothes. I mean, for a pastor, you are living a life of luxury. You've got great homes, you've got great planes, you drive in limos, and
Very wealthy man.
you're a very wealthy man.
Yes.
But let me ask you a question. Is it okay for a religious leader to live a life of luxury?
Isn't it true that you want to fly commercial so that you can fly in luxury? How much money did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's really none of your business.
But the reporter insisted to the point where some people thought he was threatening her.
And don't you ever say I did.
But does he have the right to act this way? Kenneth Copeland is a U.S. television preacher with an alleged fortune of $760 million.
Wow. Oh. Now they got to give us advertising.
He went viral when a U.S. reporter caught him off guard and asked him about his luxury lifestyle. And this is how that conversation went.
And you have some fancy clothes. I mean, for a pastor, you are living a life of luxury. You've got great homes, you've got great planes, you drive in limos, and
Very wealthy man.
you're a very wealthy man.
Yes.
A lot of people think it's unbecoming for a preacher to live a life of luxury and to fly around in private jets. What's your response to that?
Very simple. It takes a lot of money to do what we do.
Do you ever use your private jets to go visit your vacation homes, for example?
Yes, I do.
But the reporter didn't stop there. She asked him about the price of the private jet he bought. And for him, this was the tipping point.
Well, for example, that's really none of your business. But
Isn't it the business of your donors?
listen, I paid. You kind of caught me off guard here, okay? Thank you, Lord. Help me. Just let me pray. Without the airplane that we have that I bought from Tyler, and I didn't pay anywhere. Tyler's one of the greatest guys. He made that airplane so cheap for me, I couldn't help but buy it.
What can I say? I guess $12 million is nothing when your net worth is $750 million. But then the reporter said something that made him angry.
Again, getting back to the comment, you said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did. Give me a chance to talk, sweetheart. I'll explain this to you. But it's a biblical thing. It's a spiritual thing. It doesn't have anything to do with people. People, I love people. Jesus loves people. But people get pushed in alcohol. Do you think that's a good place for a preacher to be and prepare to go preach to a lot of people when somebody in there is dragging some woman down an aisle? It made me so mad to see that on television. I wanted to punch the guy out myself. I can't be doing that while I'm getting ready to preach.
And this is what he thinks about his life of luxury.
So the final question is this. To those critics that say that a preacher should not be living a life of luxury, what is your response to that?
They're wrong.
But what do you think? Will this man's lavish lifestyle land him a place in heaven? Hello, beautiful humans. As always, I've hidden a secret emoji somewhere in the video. It looks like this. Find it, take a screenshot, and send it to me on Instagram, and I'll reply to you with a secret meme that'll make your day.
Secret meme. You know, when he said, "Oh God, help me," I'm sure people like that have another deity that helps them. Hold on. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you, sir. Jordy Kate, performing artist from Scotland. How are you, sir?
I am doing good, James. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Not bad. Happy Father's Day to your dad.
Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if you're a dad or not, but are you a dad?
Am I a father?
Yeah.
No, not that I know of. Not that I know of, unless, like I said before, unless some young chickie poo rings my doorbell and says, "Daddy, oh, Daddy." Yeah. No, not that I know.
But yeah,
not that I know.
Happy Father's Day to your dad then.
Happy Father's Day. Well, my father's, I never really got to know him per se. He's deceased, but but anyway, I just want to say Happy Father's Day to all good fathers.
Can I tell you something?
Fathers, not deadbeat fathers and abusive fathers. Good fathers. I want to say Happy Father's Day. Yes.
Yeah, well, fuck the good fathers out there. James. When I was fucking like 1 year old, my real dad left me and my mother, and I've only recently seen him. I lived with my mum and my Uncle Dave and my granddad. So my granddad and my Uncle David have always been father figures to me. So I call my Uncle Dave Dad because my real dad is a dad.
Well,
So there you go.
To be honest with you, my grandfather and my late Uncle Phil, who lived in Maryland with his wife, and then they bought a condo in the Florida Keys. My late Uncle Phil and my Uncle Frank too, who got me involved with holistic health, nutrition, and physical fitness. You know, they were all father figures: Grandpa, Uncle Phil, and Uncle Frank. And do you know this person? Says hi, George.
Yeah, that's Christina. She's my American sister. I love her. Hey, Christina. Her name's Christina.
Oh, Christina. Hi, Christina. Thanks for coming by.
She's wonderful people. I sent her. Is it okay if she swings by to say hello? If that's okay with you, James?
Of course. Well, after 4 p.m., we do open topic. You know what I mean? I just want to get this serious stuff over with.
Yeah, please, man. Please.
Yeah. Hold on for a second.
Christina is awesome. Christina is awesome. She's my American sister. She's a lovely, 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 lovely person.
Yeah, I'm sure she is. I mean, if she's been really good to you, and she's a good woman.
She's my sister from America.
Sister from America.
Yeah.
A brother. I got a lot of brothers from another mother.
Oh, you're my brother from another mother, James. You know. Oh. What do you want? What the fuck do you want?
Oh, the gato.
Oh.
You son of a bitch. Advertisements.
It's just me and this, the executive
Oh,
of Walmart.
Hold on for a second. Let me start at the beginning. Here's another amusing video. And again, I have to jump through hoops thanks to the pencil neck geek of that runs StreamYard. Oh boy, oh boy. Why can't they just make it easy? Mike Lindell, the crook that sells from a company called My Pillow, and he wants like over $100 for his pillow, and he's a crook. He's also very right wing. All right, here he is.
It's just me and this, the executive VP of Walmart. And he gets on there. Now, remember, the CMO said sales are fatiguing, which was a lie. This guy, I talked to him and I said, this will be your biggest product buy-through in the history of Walmart, just like my other three price. So we're going to give you a My Pillow at $19.88. That's what you can retail it for in your store. And so he goes, all of a sudden he goes, well, no, we're not ever having My Pillow again. He said, you don't make the rating of a four. And I go, what rating system? And he goes, I go, what are you talking about? He goes, well, 2.5 years ago, we put in a rating system. And I go, what? I said, I'm high rated. I look it up. We're made a 5, a 4, 3.8. These are just customer ratings. I said, you do realize bots and trolls attack all the time. And he goes, no, he says, well, we're canceling My Pillow. And he had this smirk on his face. I said, goodbye. You're going to be all over the news tomorrow. And I slammed the computer.
And he goes, and then he goes. So there's Mike Lindell complaining about how Walmart decided to stop selling his, I'm not going to say that, his pillows anymore, specifically in their stores. And apparently it's against the law, according to Mike Lindell. So let's go to details of what this whole thing is about. He told Steve Bannon that he is informed that sales had slumped, and then My Pillow also failed to hit a key approval metric among shoppers, as he pointed out there. Walmart confirmed after Lindell's spot with Bannon that you saw, My Pillow will no longer be carried in the store. The company did offer Lindell a silver lining, though. Customers can order online. While we are no longer carrying them in stores, My Pillow products continue to be available on Walmart.com. It's what a company spokesperson told The Hill. He also told Bannon the company was spending $500,000 a week on television advertising, adding that he offered to lower the price of My Pillow products for Walmart. You guys are canceling us, just like the other box stores, is what he said to Walmart executive. Shame on you, Walmart. You're disgusting. He's talking about those other stores because Bed Bath & Beyond, Wayfair, and Kohl's all quit selling My Pillow products in January of last year, and that was right after the Capitol riot. Apparently, that's against the law too.
Yeah, that's not cancel culture. That's called capitalism. Look into it, Mike. But look at this sense of entitlement. You know how hard it is to sell at a Walmart? I have friends who worked in that line of work. There's a million things you can sell in a Walmart. I had friends who did like hard drives, women's purses, etc. All these different experiences. And it is super hard to get shelf space at Walmart. And you have to have really high ratings by customers, etc. All the things that he's alluding to. But Mike Lindell thinks, what do you mean? I'm entitled to it. That's not how capitalism works. If sales slumped, which they did, you're not making money for Walmart. Out you go. They don't give a damn about your politics. If it sells, it sells. If it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. I thought you guys liked capitalism. Now all of a sudden they're like, I don't like capitalism. It's mean to me. It canceled My Pillows. Nobody's buying them anymore. Well, Mike, that's called sad day for you. Okay, what do you want? Oh, the government should make them sell my pillows. You sure you're for capitalism? Okay. Now, he didn't say the government part, but look, if we see, I'm a grown up, unlike Mike Lindell. So we do Too Strong Coffee, okay? It's one of the many mugs we have, toostrongcoffee.com/TYT. Now, we know that it's not going to go into Walmart and a lot of other stores. Why? Because we give money to progressive causes. So when you buy from Too Strong Coffee, we give to Just Democrats and Rebellion PAC, Wolfpack, etc. Okay, and a lot of people don't like that. The right wing doesn't like that. The right wing's like, oh, I don't want Too Strong Coffee. Okay, and they'll do bots or trolls or whatever. Okay, so then we don't sell it at Walmart. We don't cry about it. Okay, we sell it to you at toostrongcoffee.com/TYT. See, that's how it works, Mike.
By the way, Mr. Sank Iker of the Young Turks, who's speaking now, Democrats are not really progressives anymore. They haven't been progressive since Lyndon Johnson and Robert F. Kennedy. So, you know, when he put Democrats in the same boat as progressives, no.
They're children. But the entitlement, Jackson, the entitlement is unbelievable. I have a right to sell at Walmart. I have a right to money. I have a right that you have to buy my pillow. No, Mike, we don't have to buy your pillow. Newsflash.
Well, and it first starts at people buying your pillow, because if they were, then they would still be in Walmart. But the craziest thing about it is it's like, this guy has absolutely no awareness to see that he did this to himself. And it was so avoidable. Like, because he could have even supported the idea that Donald Trump won the 2020 election. But had he not gone as far as he did for as long as he did, then he wouldn't even be in this situation, to the point where he can't even see that it's like, dude, you're embarrassing and nobody wants to be associated with you. So, you know, the entitlement runs deep.
Not only is he bad at or doesn't understand capitalism, but apparently that $500,000 a week on ads, where are these? I don't know, maybe they're airing in Oklahoma. I don't know who's seeing these ads or how you're spending that much on it every week while you're getting sued by Dominion voting systems, and then while you've been kicked off of that platform and that platform. Also, he hasn't learned yet. He got his products and commercials booted off of Fox News. One of the OANs or Newsmaxes, I think, was maybe the last ones holding on. And then they're trying to give him promo codes constantly to help him out. But you haven't seen it yet. You can complain and yell about it, but yell about it for the public nature. But then go back into your office and be like, okay, so how do we make sure we stop bleeding money? Because this is bad. Like, you can have your public persona, but for some reason it doesn't translate to him realizing that, hey, maybe I should change my my approach here when it comes to selling things. If I want more people to buy it, I have to not be so turned off, or they can't be so turned off by my face or my voice or the things that I say. Maybe my face shouldn't be on it anymore. That would be the best marketing tool for him right now. Maybe.
Nah, I wouldn't want to help him. Screw him. Hey, I'm going to give you a little consumer tip, which I often do. I've done this for years, on how to make your own My Pillow. I'll show you right now. I have it under my ass. You go online, you buy yourself some memory foam, good old memory foam. You go to the dollar store, the Dollar Tree, or whatever, and you get one of those cloth laundry bags, not mesh, but you know, the cloth ones. They come in mostly black. Has a drawstring on the top. You stuff the laundry bag, which will cost you $1. You stuff it with memory foam, and that's it. You got a My Pillow, dirt cheap, instead of paying over $100 for that jerk off's My Pillow ripoff. There you go. All right. I guess Jordy left. He doesn't care for deep subjects. I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Oh, here's one. Is there a video here? Oh. Oh, all right. No, this is not going to work out as a subject. I'll go on to the next. What do we got here? Okay, here we go. This is pretty much an article. Okay. Here we go. I gotta go jump through hoops again. Thanks to the pencil neck geek. The owner of StreamYard it looks like more of a geek than Mark Zuckerdouche. Okay, this article is from NewJersey.com, and as you can see, NewJersey.com, and what it has to do with is a in-ground pool recreational complex that was built right on the Hudson River, not far from New York Harbor, with the New York City skyline right across from it, because Weehawken, New Jersey is all built up now. It's all high-rise condos, townhouses, whatever, all expensive housing. It's not a poor, run-down town anymore that looks like it was bombed. Now it's all fixed up and fancy, just like where I'm living. And they are the government, let me see if it's the federal or the state. Let me see. Okay, the township spent $10.5 million to build this in-ground pool and spray complex, which I guess the kids can, people can run through spraying sprays of water or something, and they go swimming, but only for residents. But the government, state of New Jersey, I'm sorry. The state of New Jersey is demanding that the township of Weehawken open up this complex to anyone and everyone that wants to go and use the facility. You know what that means? That means that riffraff from bad neighborhoods will bring their kids to swim in the pool. It will be very quickly, it will become overcrowded, and all these kids from these questionable neighborhoods will urinate in the pools, and then all of the decent people that are not loud, that don't cause trouble, that don't bother anybody, all of the residents that pay top dollar to live there, they won't go swimming there anymore. All the decent people will leave. So, yeah, I think it's a bad idea. Definitely a bad idea. There you go. All right. Let me go on to the next. I think this is.
Try this strange 10-second technique tonight to reverse type 2 diabetes. Most people can.
Yeah.
A Phoenix-based
Okay, now this is stupid. Well, not as bad as Steele Homes, but let's just listen to it and see what they say. Oh boy. There we go.
A Phoenix-based international company says they think they've solved the high cost of building homes. and the environmental impacts of lumber. Those are two massive issues facing the state.
And the way they do it is foam. Steve Nielsen joins us with a look at how these foam houses and how they've been able to avoid supply chain issues, Steve.
Yeah, well, I mean, those supply chain issues that we talk about all of the time, they've really impacted the cost of lumber since the pandemic began. And when lumber goes up, well, the cost of building a house goes up. So what if you could build a house without wood? Well, one company's been working on an answer to that question for 50 years. Listen close. Do you hear that? Exactly. This is the world's quietest construction site because instead of machinery to cut wood, here at a foam home, crews heat up a wire with a battery pack, stretch it out, and then slice the foam like butter.
I just want to say, I'm sure the intruders, burglars, whatever you want to call them, are very happy about this new concept of building a home. It should be quite easy to break in. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Then they glue it to the rest of the house with a glue that turns into more foam.
So it is 100% breathable, 100% livable. It is FDA approved and 100% recyclable.
Amir Siabi with Strata International Group shows us this 6,000 square foot home being built in the valley with their product. They say as lumber's only grown in cost, foam hasn't really. In fact, building a home this way can be 10 to 50% cheaper.
No supply chains in the last year that has ever affected us, and no supply chains moving forward that's affecting us.
Eventually, the foam's covered in a thin layer of their concrete formula, and you'd never tell it was a foam home. You might think foam makes a rickety home. They say you're wrong. In fact, they tell us the foam can withstand more than 200-mile-per-hour winds. They call it earthquake and hurricane-proof and fire-resistant. Amir says the home is essentially made out of insulation, so it's more than twice as energy efficient as a traditional wood structure.
This is the only type of construction that makes sense moving forward due to climate change, due to supply chain. This is a type of product that will make sense to build with, not only because of cost, time frame, but it saves our world as well as being as the most eco-friendly product to build with.
Yeah, 200-mile-an-hour winds it can withstand, which means it can extend a high category hurricane. Yeah, my ass. Mother Nature will demolish the foam blocks. Now, earthquakes are a different story. Withstanding, I mean, keeping out the intense heat of the Southwest Arizona desert, possibly, because I'm not sure, but I know your home is like one giant cooler, styrofoam cooler, right? So maybe it's a possibility. It's extremely well insulated. I don't know that for sure. I know that the proper way to build homes in the Caribbean, in South Florida, and in the American Southwest is like concrete block and steel frame, or in the case of Arizona, maybe adobe. But the concrete block really stays cool inside. I would think that's the best way to beat the heat in Arizona. But I'm not sure about this foam, and also I'm not sure they're going to be honest about the overall cost going down that much, because you know how America is with capitalism. I'm sure that they're going to charge top dollar, just like they would with lumber, which is garbage, wood frame house. I'm not crazy about it, unless you live in the north. Okay, if you don't want to live in a tornado alley. You don't want to live in the south where there's hurricanes. You don't want to live on on or near the San Andreas Fault with a wood frame house. But the foam, we'll just have to see what happens. Mr. Bart Robinson, I'll stay right here in my little all brick rancher, solid as a rock. Oh, there was a song written, solid as a rock. Da, da. Yeah, I remember that song. Yeah, you know, the ranch style home is my favorite style because you don't have to go up and down any staircases. And there's nothing that utilizes space as well as your basic rectangle as far as square footage goes. Nothing beats the rectangle, you know, and the garage is on the end. No garage fumes leaking into a bedroom that's above. And if somebody's trying to break in, you'll hear it immediately. Because if you have a two-family, if you have not a two-family, if you have bedrooms upstairs, you're farther away from the front door. So I'd say the ranch made of cement block with steel frame or brick, exactly what Bart lives in, is ideal. The foam home, I don't know yet. I tend not to believe people in business. I take them with a grain of salt, just like I take politicians with a grain of salt. Yeah, I tend to agree. I'm very cynical. I call it constructive pessimism or constructive cynicism. Something has to be proven. You have to read all the reviews. You have to wait until it's been out a while. It has to be a proven product. And for me to spend money or for me to believe anything, because talk is cheap. Just look at infomercials. Okay, I think I have one more. So far, the articles have been good. Oh, here's one. Here's the last one. This should be good. I don't know if it's okay. It's what's going on here? Gotta be kidding me. They won't allow me to read the article without creating an account. Get the hell out of here. It's not gonna happen there, people. But I'll tell you what it is. I mean, let me try it one more time. Okay. Evidently, they're not letting me do anything. All right, let me try this. I know it's going to be better than nothing. Oh boy. Okay. What it is, I'll just tell you what it's about. It's about the Tesla cars that have this optional self-driving program. You know, high technology is wonderful, but not all the time. And Elon Musk, he brags about the self-driving technology. But he doesn't tell you is that if you buy a Tesla and you want the self-driving technology, after you pay big bucks for the electric car, for the Tesla, you have to pay like $12,000 to download it into your vehicle's computer. Yeah, in order to download it, in order to have it, you have to pay an extra 12 grand. It's like 10 or 12 grand, but I think it's 12 grand from what I read from the article. And you have to pay for a subscription, a periodic subscription to use the damn automatic driving program. So first you're paying a small fortune for the Tesla. Then you're paying 12 grand, $12,000 to have the privilege of downloading the self-driving program. Then you have to pay a subscription. Well, guess what the end result is, people? There has been many reported cases of car crashes with those that spent the money not only on the Tesla electric vehicle, but spent all that extra money on the self-driving program. Okay? Crashes. So am I going to trust robotics to drive a vehicle for me? I say no way. What if I'm on a mountain road in the United States, not a mountain road in another country with no railing. I'm talking about one with a railing. And the self-driving technology, the robotics in my vehicle decides to commit suicide and drive the car through the railing and off a cliff, plummeting several hundred feet down. See what I mean now? Never trust any of these multi-billionaires when they brag on an interview about anything that involves them. Because in the Bible, I think it's in Proverbs, he that makes haste to be rich shall not be innocent. Think about it. That pisses me off when you can't read an article without subscribing or creating an account. Yeah, now sales is very pushy and intrusive. I'm not gonna create a username password for every damn thing I want to look at on the internet and have 1,001 passwords out there on the internet. If you're advertising an article or you're advertising a story on a video, I'm not signing up. I'm not creating an account. It's not going to happen. Thank you, Bart Robinson, for your input. I wonder what happened to Commodore Jeff Zambello. I know he left last week without saying good night. Maybe he got mad that I had a nice progressive political conversation going, and he's right wing and he got offended. I don't know. He has the link. Mr. Eric Frauenfelder of Massachusetts Peer Review. Maybe he's busy. I don't know. The other character that I know, performing artists can create. Let me see if I'm gonna have to get rough with him now. Hold on. I'm gonna have to get very demonstrative with this guy. I don't like bullshit artists. I don't like bullshit artists. People that blow sunshine up my ass and don't back up what they say they're gonna do. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, I just told him off. You know, he's telling me, yeah, I want to be on the show. Yeah, no problem. You know, let me know when you're going to be on. I says, well, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So anyway, let me just send a little message here. I would play music, but you know, it can't be good music that's copyrighted, because then YouTube will pull my live stream right off the air. They used to just mute it. Now they just remove it. Let's see. Okay. All right. So, does anyone have any topic that they would like to bring up or that we could discuss? Just type into the comments box, and I'll make the question or the comment appear across the screen, and we'll discuss it. Those that are not on the live stream show via webcam, and we could definitely do it that way. So just post your questions and or comments. The baseball season is off to an interesting start. It looks like the Yankees are really on a roll with home runs as well as overall wins. The home team here is doing well. When the Yankees do badly, I like the Red Sox. I'm a Red Sox fan. When the Yankees do badly, but yeah, the weather has been really insane. I mean, no one can tell me that climate change doesn't exist, because I definitely see it. People from all over the country and all over the world tell me about how erratic their weather is. I tell them how erratic my weather is here. Hey, you know who's to blame for that? Big oil, with the fluorocarbons being pumped into the atmosphere, and even worse, the greedy governments in South America, like Brazil, the greedy, corrupt government that is allowing the rainforest to be destroyed in order to sell the wood, in order to make a profit. They are destroying the lungs of the planet Earth. That's what rainforests are. That's what vegetation is, the lungs of planet Earth. You know, so that's what's contributing to the climate change, global warming. People better do something about it ASAP, quick, because it's going to come to a point where the damage will be irreversible. There is a set date. I don't know exactly when that is, that scientists say it's going to be the point of no return. So they better take action. I want to talk about people in general. How come, first of all, people seem to have eyeball problems. I hate it when total strangers stare and they don't say anything. They don't say, hi, how are you, good afternoon, nothing. They just rudely stare at you And that's it. I mean, and then also when you're shopping, how come when there's plenty of room in the aisle, how come people don't just pull over to the side with their shopping cart? How come they park their fucking shopping cart right in the center of the aisle so no one else can get through? Like they're the only people in the entire whatever, Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or whatever, local supermarket. There's no one else in the store but them. Then I'm at the register, and lo and behold, the ladies in front of me do something that the cashier should have told them they can't do. After their groceries are rung up and they put them in the bags that they brought, because in New Jersey you have to bring your own bag, they decide to take out their receipts and start checking their receipts to make sure they got the proper price for everything and the right discounts. And meanwhile, they're holding up the line. And I'm waiting for the cashier to say, hey, ladies, you can't do that online. There's people waiting to get checked out. Just move to the side and check your receipt over there. Don't hold up the line. And I'm waiting. I was just about to say something. And if it starts an argument, it starts an argument. I don't care. But I'm waiting for the cashier to say something. So what I ended up doing, I ended up telling the store manager. I says, you know, it's not right. There are certain things that are allowed and certain things that are not. Yeah, the customer maybe they're always right. Maybe. Personally, I don't think they're always right. But there's other customers online. They're right too. Don't hold up the line. That's it. I think a lot of people are out and about celebrating Father's Day. I have a feeling. I bet that's where the Commodore is. The Commodore has 2 children and a wife. They're probably doing something. But there are others that are not married that I know, that they don't have children, they're not married. So, you know, maybe Eric has band practice. Sometimes he's doing something with the heavy metal rock band that he plays for. There's possibilities. Let's see. Let me just check. Because it's quiet. It is quiet. Maybe it's time for a little mysticism. The crystal pendulum. Let me think. What can I ask? Crystal pendulum. I haven't heard anything in the news about the coronavirus mutations. Does that mean the vaccines pretty much have it beat? Thankfully. All right. Will people in the former Trump administration be held accountable and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law eventually? For January 6th insurrectionism? Yes. You know, for those that don't know, with the pendulum, if it spins clockwise, it means yes. Counterclockwise means no, and if it goes back and forth, it's undecided. It's not ready to give a definitive answer at the time. Let's see. Is Big Agra and the food companies in the United States using the war in Ukraine as a big fake phony excuse for price gouging the public and claiming there's a food shortage? I thought so. Ripoff. So, Pendulum, is there really a food shortage? No. See, it's going counterclockwise. Okay. Don't excuse the noise. People are having their own little Father's Day parties and get-togethers. They're allowed to have a life. Let's see. Will people start getting away from using the mainstream media as their primary source of news? Would the attempted overthrowing of Roe versus Wade really piss people off and take a lot of votes away from the Republican Party in the elections? Damn right it would. Yes. Wow. That's a big yes. As you can see by my hand, I'm not moving this. Okay, Bart Robinson has something to say. When I'm at ShopRite or Acme, I wait till they're done ringing up everything. Even if I know a price was wrong, then I go up to the service counter and they correct it. And they have to give you that item. Yeah, that's a good idea. Also, a person can keep their eagle eyes on the electronic screen every time an item is scanned. Bleep, 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 and just watch and see what price comes up on top, which is what I do. But your idea is good. No, with those ladies, you see, I live in a rich area. I'm not rich, but I live in a rich area. Those ladies are probably like entitled, high income people with money to burn, coddled, spoiled housewives, and they feel that nobody else counts in the supermarket but them. But really, they're going to get told off, or if not worse, for free, and not just adjust the price. That is the store policy, and people don't realize that. So what you're saying is that both ShopRite and Acme supermarkets have a policy where if you are charged more money for the item, that more money than the listed price, they have to give you that item for free. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I go to Acme and ShopRite myself. Those are the two stores I go to, but I also go to Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. Yeah, so let me know. Oh, Masumi, good morning to you, dear Masumi. It is now 5:17 a.m. in the Tokyo area. So good morning to you, Masumi. All right, Bart Robinson sends his greetings. You just got up. Yeah, well, yeah, Mondays. Well, Monday, it depends on a person's job, but usually people that work in the office despise Mondays, and I don't blame them. They hate it. Hair salons are usually off on Monday, Sunday, Monday. That's their weekend in the United States. Yes, have a good Monday, Masu. So we have an international show. We get to we have Scotland, we have Japan. We have Ireland. Oh, I'm waiting for Colin McMenamin. I sent him the link, but maybe he's doing something for Father's Day. So, Bart, are you curious about anything that you would like me to ask the crystal pendulum? The obelisk? Let me think. All right. Cover the shortage. Now you see how the mainstream news is. They're starting to dwindle down with their reports on the Ukraine war. At the beginning, it was like nonstop every day. So then eventually it becomes here today, gone tomorrow. And, they rile people up. They get them all upset. Now it's the January 6th insurrectionist trial. And I really hope a lot of people get their heads put on the chopping block. I mean, high up people. And if you know what I mean, in that administration, the Trump administration. If you don't kiss Donald Trump's fat ass, then you're no good. That's how narcissistic, egomaniacal people are. In his case, he might even be sociopathic. I think so. He shows no remorse for what he does and what he did. So before I go to the spinning wheel, does anyone right now have a question? As you can see, the crystal obelisk pendulum is loaded with energy. And I did not ask a question yet, and it's ready to communicate. So if anybody has a question, I'll ask away. Otherwise, I'll go to the spinning wheel of topics. No, I'll wait. Happy days are here again. Okay. I guess not. I guess not. Let me bring up bring up the wheel. The spinning wheel of topics. Right. There we go. Hold on. That's exactly how it works at my Acme and ShopRite, and they screw up quite a bit. Well, it doesn't hurt for me to investigate. because I know Acme. I believe Acme's not franchise, but ShopRite is franchise owned, and they get all their food from Wakefern, which I think is in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Okay, here we go. Yes, fake discounts. This has to do with retail advertising. I know how sleazy they are, retail. What they do is when they're about to run a discount promotion or put things on sale, whether it be a holiday or not. I know they often jack up the regular price, and then they'll put it on sale. It could be 10% off, 25% off. So you're not really getting the 10 or 25% off or 30% off. You're really not. You're getting much less because they're jacking up the regular price. And the sale items could have imperfections. They could be like rejects. They're not perfect. There's a slight imperfection that the human eye usually cannot detect. And the buyer for the retail chain would purchase a tremendous amount, and the average person won't be able to detect the flaw. And then they jack up the regular price, they put it on sale, and people think that they're getting a sale item. The suckers think they're getting a sale item. Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty. So I'm going to crack open this lovely craft beer from the Brooklyn Brewing Company called Pulp Art, which means it's a hazy double IPA that has pineapple in it. There's pineapple pulp in it. It's quite good. Okay. As you can see, it is hazy. 8.88% alcohol. Okay, as you can see, it is hazy. It has a lovely citrusy, yellowish tint to it. Nice craggly head that hangs on there for a while. And you can see the effervescence. It has a lovely citrus aroma, but it's the acidic aroma of pineapple. But it has a very well balance between the hops and the malt, but it's not caramel sweet, the malt. That's what I love about it. It has a very clean, crisp, refreshing taste. Do you think we should keep sending millions of dollars to Ukraine when we have so many problems here? I'm not downplaying the horrible atrocities, just a question. Well, that's a very good question. It's a difficult question. I'm it's absolutely heart-wrenching when you see innocent civilians, including children, murdered. I think the NATO countries are sending arms as well. The United States is sending like the anti-tank rocket launchers, the shoulder-held, which I call them like modern-day bazookas. They're sending drones, these new attack drones that are small, and they're having young Ukrainian boys, young men rather, that are very good at gaming. They're very good at playing video games. They're like video game experts. And they're having them operate the drones. And they looked, when they interviewed them, they were very thrilled about it. It was like a great way to contribute towards the war. And the drones work. So, yes, I know we have a lot of problems here, which are, of course, our so-called fake, phony, fraud public servants are responsible for it. The liars for hire, the prostitutes with a suit and tie, the politicians who don't really work for the lower 98%. They work for the oligarch. They work for the top 2%. The fat cats, the people that make big campaign contributions. And guess what? If they get elected, they have to do big favors for them. These are the people, the Mitch McConnells, so on and so forth. These are the people that are obstructing a lot of good programs that Joe Biden is trying to push for. They did the same thing with Barack Obama, except they had control of the Senate, I think, and they blocked everything that he wanted, and compromising doesn't help either, because the little guy gets screwed either way. If you do nothing and for the 98%, which is what Republicans want, because they're corporate whores, then the little guy gets screwed. If you compromise with the Republicans, then the little guy gets a few crumbs. You know what I mean? The bag ban in New Jersey, I'll show you what I use to go shopping. I will show you. I want to bring on the legendary Ronald J. Theriot from southeastern Louisiana. Greetings to you, Ronald. I'm drinking the Brooklyn double IP 8%. I just want to show you because I haven't done a beer thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen that around, but I don't.
Yeah,
we don't get their beers too much anymore. We still get
pineapple. Yeah, it's got the pulp is pineapple, and I mean there is an interesting variety of hops that they use. It's on the website. They have a good product line. Oh, you got Negro Modelo. Oh, excellent. Excellent. An excellent, one of the few macros I love.
It's been on the market since 1930, yeah.
The Modelo.
I was listening in on your show while I was watching college baseball, and I was going to look up something earlier on Wikipedia, and I can't for my life think of what I was trying to look up. Don't you hate that when you want to find out and then you forget what you were looking for?
Yeah. Well, I like you. I love history, especially detailed history, and I've been reading. I watched some historic videos, and there it is. There it is. It's now. What do they call that? Is that a black lager? What do they call? What do they classify it?
They call it a Munich Dunkel.
A Munich Dunkel. Dunkel.
It's based on the dark. Dunkel is German. It means dark. Munich beers. Well, you know, Munich is not in Mexico, but the reason is because some Munchiners moved to Mexico and started the company. Most of the Mexican beer companies were started by Germans and Austrians.
Yeah, now I guess they've trained the Mexican people how to make great beer because they're just like I think tequila and mezcal probably was made by the Aztecs and Mayans.
The Spanish colonizers developed it further, refined it, you know.
Then you had the Toltecs, which were earlier than the Mayans, which mysteriously vanished.
Too much technology from the Toltecs.
The Toltecs. Now what Bart's talking about is what I said before about fake retail sales, you know, where they either jack up the regular price or the buyer purchases a great deal of imperfected items. And I mean some Chinese food, which I'm disappointed in, but the Ballantine Ale is fresh and cold. Oh, so you had Chinese food that you weren't crazy about, but you also had Ballantine Ale.
I had some of these grits this morning. I'll show you what I had this morning.
Yeah,
and I put the hog's head cheese in them. I put Richard's hog's head cheese. Hold on, I'll show you.
Oh yeah, you showed me the package. I remember Friday. I love hog's head cheese, especially what he got, the spicy one. There it is. Corn grits, cans of corn, not from Kansas, but Kansas. Corn grits, hominy. How many hominies are in a pound of grits? Now I saw Jason Cleveland showed me a photo of the whiskey scout. He looked very intoxicated from Stout Sunday. He had a very
No, I didn't get that impression. Well, maybe after he drank that 15% alcohol beer, he might have been.
15%. Wow.
This is a company called Fairview Mills, Seneca, Kansas. And anyway, it didn't take long to fix the grits. And anyway, what now? Yeah, we were doing Stout Sunday, and he had a 15.3% alcohol stout.
Wow.
In a big tall can. So.
Hey Jason, that's pretty potent stout. Jason and Bart.
I had a 12%, but it didn't seem as strong as the can. Sometimes I think they're not as strong as they claim. It said 12%, but it didn't seem like it.
Yeah, I would that early in the morning. I would. I mean, if I was up, if I was awake and I was willing, I would only bring one stout or porter.
Yeah, well, that's all I ever do on Stout Sunday is one, you know. But
yeah.
And I had some after we drank that Stout Sunday stuff. I went and heated up the split peas.
Okay.
But I boiled them yesterday, so I heated up the split peas and put some extra sharp cheddar down in the cheese, in the peas, and some hot sauce and pepper. Ate those. Then I had some fried chicken and 3 peanut butter cookies for dessert. You know, little ones, not very big.
Yeah, I like the Chinese almond cookies. I find them to be very almondy, very, very potent in the almond flavor. They're yellow. I like the Italian biscotti that has like a ton of sesame seeds on the outside. It's like oblong and it's encrusted with sesame seeds.
Yeah.
And the anisette toast. I like.
You want
that.
to see what I got yesterday?
What's that? King cake?
No. Well, they only sell king cake during carnival season, but I I got this at a store, and it was a good price. This day and age, with this inflation that we're dealing with, I got this for a good price.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blended Scotch whiskey. Apparently, it hit the market in 2010, and I paid $9.99 for it.
I love it when he discloses his bargains. Look at that. Hold on. Let's get a bird's eye view of that. Glen Logie or Logie. Glen Logie. Scotch, blended Scotch whiskey, under $10. Bottled in Scotland. There you go. Bottled in Scotland. I think at 40% alcohol. I think I saw that.
Yeah, and 40%. That's the standard. That's the minimum. It has to be at least 40. And of course, they're bragging on the bottle how fabulous it is, But I figured for $9.99, maybe it's no good. I don't know, but there's no age statement, so it's probably just 3 years old. But there's a sticker on the back stuck on top of the information, which is weird. It's like it's a U.S. government sticker. I tried to peel the sticker off to see what was underneath it, but it wouldn't come off.
Well, let's say it's 3 years old. I mean,
yeah,
probably is. It's not, obviously it's not a blended Scotch whiskey that's 12 years old, but there's a possibility it could be fairly good, fairly decent. And this is evidence of all the small family-owned distilleries throughout the entire world that don't advertise because they can't afford it to be in magazines and what have you. And they put out a good product because, once you learn how to distill, how to filter the liquor, getting what ingredients you need, the best quality ingredients. Once you learn it all,
just do it. Yeah,
you do it.
I'll show you what I got at Trader Joe's last month.
Oh, okay. Oh, Bart Robinson sends his greetings. Happy Father's Day. Oh, that's right. Happy Father's Day to Ronald Terrio, because he is a father. My relatives used to, sometimes when I was a kid, they used to say, your father's mustache.
I can't find. I put it on the shelf, and I don't feel like digging for it. But it's similar to this. It's called Trader Joe's.
Let's see.
But this is a single malt. This is a Trader Joe's single malt.
Speyside, single malt Scotch whiskey, 8 years. Okay.
And I also got a Trader Joe's blended Scotch that was aged, I think they said 10 years, and it was $10.99.
Oh, and how much was this Speyside for 8-year-old?
I have a receipt. I got some great deals now. Hopefully they're good, but you said Trader Joe's is strict about quality. They don't let.
Oh yeah, yes. They're more strict than Whole Foods. There, so, if you get a good price at a Trader Joe's, you got a good quality item. I used to get their multi-grain sourdough bread. That was quite good. They didn't have any multi-grain. They just had the white bread.
I'll show you now. I had some extra money that month, so I went to Trader Joe's and I figured, I know that I'm going to buy these products in the future, but instead of paying $40, $50 a bottle, I'm going to take advantage of the Trader Joe's specials. So I kept the receipt in case people ask me what I paid. So I got the I don't want to bore you with all this, but
no, I'm not bored. No, I need a break from all the serious.
Yeah, Trader Joe's had 2 rums, independent company too. Now these are 2 independent, and I did the research on this rum company, and it's from a rum made in I think it's made in Mexico, but I could double check. It's called Rum of the Gods. They had a white one and a gold, and they were $7.99 each.
Hmm.
They had the Trader Joe's blended Scotch, $10.99. The single malt 8-year Speyside, $19.99. They had Campo Azul Blanco. Oh, and by the way, the Trader Joe's blended Scotch for $10.99 is a liter bottle. Liter, not 750, a liter.
And you know what else is good news? They're building an Aldi's by you.
Right.
Boy, you're gonna have a field day.
The most I paid for all of these, I bought a bourbon cask finish single malt and Isla single malt, a sherry cask single malt, a 10-year Highland single malt, and the most I paid for any of those was $23.99 for the 10-year single malt. And to me, that's a good deal because I see a lot of stores got them $40, $50, $60, $70, and I don't know about it.
I mean, for a single malt, that's an outstanding price. For a 10-year-old single malt. I mean, it's not a blended. It's just it's a, you know, and the 8-year-old, where did that set you back?
This 8-year-old was $19.99.
No,
and the rum cask. Yeah, and the rum cask finish Scotch single malt, the bourbon cask finish, and the sherry cask finish were all $17.99. $17.99 for single malt Scotch whiskey.
Sherry cask finish. It seems to be a popular trend now, using borrowing barrels from other distilleries that produce different hard liquors and then using them.
So I think these are gonna, or I should say, I hope these will be good. They all got different colors, nice. They do a nice job with their packaging, I think.
Yeah, if I was you, I would incorporate them into your doorbusters.
I will when I get to them down the road. It's just going to take so long. I'm so backlogged, but I think it's going to be pretty exciting. And
you should put your you got so many Dornbuster videos. You should put them all in a Dornbusters playlist.
That's not a bad idea.
You know, like it's like a filing cabinet. You know, you have everything under the right category or genre, or whatever you want to call it.
And yesterday,
the best of Dornbusters. So it's like the best of Carson, the best of Dornbusters. So all the Dornbusters that are past tense.
the best of Dornbusters. People can order a DVD from me. No, but
well, you never know, you know.
The Trader Joe's craft beers are pretty good. They're not great, but you can buy a 6-pack of Trader Joe's craft beers for $4.99. I mean,
well, when Michael Hilton used to do his reviewing on his terrace in the daytime. His terrace outside the condo. He used to do a daytime thing. And all of the craft beers that he got at Trader Joe's, every one of them looked good.
Most of the time they're pretty darn good, actually. And you can save so much money. I mean, it's discouraging when you go to a store and they want $17.99 for a 4-pack of craft beer, $18.99 for a 4-pack. Or even worse, that gets a little.
I wouldn't pay that much for craft beer.
Not $18 a 4-pack, huh?
No. Now, wouldn't it be a kick in the head by a mule if all these also had a liquor department? The one that's going to.
Well, apparently, now the Aldi's in Louisiana do sell beer and wine.
Okay.
So I'm curious to check it out. But apparently there are Aldi liquors at some Aldi liquor stores. Now, you know, Louisiana has the liberal liquor laws.
Yeah.
So I would not be shocked to go to Aldi's and see Aldi brand scotch and rum and brandy. But like I said, I'm so backlogged now, I'd have to just look at it and not buy it and just hope the price didn't go up.
Well, your antennas are definitely up when you go shopping. You're the educated consumer. And you're like Ray Walston when he played My Favorite Martian. He used to have those analog TV antennas coming out of his head. So you're on top of everything. And
I'm like a waiter. The waiter is bringing your platter. Look what's coming up when I finish with the party bucket.
Oh my God! Look, it's a waiter's platter of airline. You know what you could do? Instead of the shake, rattle, and roll, if you could put that thing on a spinning device, or you could just blindfold yourself and just reach and grab, like turn the tray and then just reach down and grab a bottle.
Here's some of the things I bought yesterday.
Karuva. I never heard of it. Oh, horchata. It's like a cream of rum, almost.
I never heard of it either, but I just started grabbing things that I knew I had never tried before, and I figured, what the heck? The price was so good for these. You want to hear the price for these? I'll show you.
Well, I'm telling you, it's an ideal scenario where you're not committed to buying a big bottle of anything. You just taste it. You don't like it. You that's it.
This thing here cost me. Karuva cost me 79 cents.
Wow.
Ensign Red blended Canadian whiskey, 99 cents. Jonah's Curse Black Spice Rum. Jonah's Curse was, and I've never had a spice rum in my life, and that's a true story, was Jonah's Curse, 79 cents. And the prices were 99 cents, 99, 69, 69, 79, 79, 79, 79, 79, 79, 79, 79. Well, hey, ding, 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 ding,
ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding. Oh, where's my bell? Ding, 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 79, 69. Sound like an auctioneer. Look at that. Cafe Granila, coffee liqueur. Look at that. All products that I never heard of and you probably never had before. This is incredible. Mr. Stack's liqueur. Blue Curacao.
Yep.
Oh, wow. I'm telling you, this is a cornucopia of exotic liquors.
Mr. Stack's sour apple schnapps.
Which is like a Granny Smith.
Peanutty peanut butter whiskey. Let's hope Peanutty is better than what you experienced with the San Diego.
That was a nightmare. But let's see what Mr. Peanutty is going to be like. This exotic. Look at this. I never heard of it. Silver rum, Largo Bay. I've been to Key Largo. I know what that is. I've been to Key Biscayne too. Largo Bay vanilla spice rum.
And it goes on and on. So I think it's going to be a lot of exciting.
You see, all of this, it's like the Horn of Plenty, like the cornucopia. Southern Comfort Black, which I've never had.
I never had it either, so I bought it. And I actually called that company Tuesday, Sazerac, and I talked to them on the phone for over 10 minutes. They were very helpful, and they gave me some good information.
Yeah, tell them to buy out Naked Jay. But this exotic cornucopia will.
Yeah, no, they actually own Naked Jay already, so they don't have to buy them.
See, this exotic cornucopia is going to put you over the top with the quality of your shows, because nobody has access to all of these mysterious, unknown, relatively unknown liquors. And
So-
it's a different one every time you boom.
I know, I couldn't get over it. I was thinking when I run out of my party bucket, am I going to find anything new? And so yesterday it was like going to the casino and hitting the jackpot 3 times in a row, you know?
Yeah, well, like Jason Cleveland hit it twice in a row, but yeah, it's like hitting 3 times in a row. I told him play slow and keep the cocktail waitress coming back and forth.
Yeah.
Keep them.
I found some really inexpensive rum yesterday also. I couldn't pass it up, from a little independent company. Talk about small company, golly gee. But that's over on the other shelf. I can run and get it. I called Sazerac and I asked him, I said, where in New Orleans do they make Southern Comfort? Because it says on the bottle, New Orleans, Louisiana. And the man said, well, we make a little bit of it in New Orleans, but actually, he said, actually, most of it's made in Kentucky at our facilities up there. He said, people call me all the time and ask me, where can they take the Southern Comfort tour in New Orleans? And he said, I have to tell them, well, there is no distillery there. It's just a little boutique thing that they have for tourists, you know, like they make a little bit of it, but would never be enough to even supply for a day in the whole United States.
It's probably the size of a gift shop or something. And
that's about. I've been in it. I've been in that distillery, and it is about the size of a gift shop. Has one still. You know, one device of each step of production. Whereas if you go to Kentucky, they probably got 50 stills, and you know.
It's probably like meant to be more of a little mini museum for Southern Comfort.
The Sazerac House is a cocktail museum, and it's very nice. You'd like it. You would like it because it's interactive. Like each floor, it's like 3 stories. So you go and you follow the arrows and the directions, and each area is a different cocktail. So they got the Sazerac area. Then they've got whiskey cocktail area, the rum cocktails, coffee liqueurs, and then they show you the ingredients that they use to make it. So they'll let you smell different spices. Like they'll say, we're going to put this on your hand and you can smell it and taste it. And then they have the laboratory, and you can go look in the laboratory where they test the different mixtures out and what you call it. And so it's very nice, and you get to taste each cocktail that they're looking at that day. They'll let you taste the cocktail, watch videos and how they make them. And
it's
of course, and the tour is totally free, no charge. And at the end of the tour, of course, there's the gift shop. Naturally, that's how they do it for free.
Which is an exclusive liquor store where they you know, we know what they most likely have.
Yeah, and all kind of glassware and T-shirts and pins, where you can pay exorbitant tourist area prices.
Yeah,
you know, that's how they can do it for free. Because at the very end, you come off the tour, and you got the gift shop, and you're saying to yourself, "I'm not buying any of this stuff." And then your wife or girlfriend saying, "Oh, look at this glass! It's only $62."
All the times I went to different parts of Yucatan, not just Cancun, Acapulco, which is on the Pacific Ocean. Everywhere I go, I stay clear of the tourist trap. I don't buy no coffee mugs, T-shirts, none of that stuff that has the name of where you are. I want to get conversation pieces. I want to get authentic artifacts.
Thank you, Bart.
Artifacts.
Thank you, Bart. Right, yeah, and if you go to the gift shop, you're just gonna pay so much money. It's just gonna be a nightmare.
You see, I've made some mistakes that I kick myself. If I can kick myself in the pants real hard, I would. I gave one of my exes these clay statues. They're they're replicas of Mayan statues.
Keep talking. I can hear you. I just want to put some stuff.
They're replicas of Mayan statues of different like sexual positions, but they're two Mayans, you know, like old Mayan, the way you see them in a museum. And I gave it to her because she was having a house built in northern Baja, and I thought I was gonna move in with her. It didn't work out, and you know, she ended up with the Mayan statues. I should have kept it. See, that is a conversation piece because it's something made by the most likely the native folks. It could be Native Americans made it. I know Mexico, there's a certain area of Mexico where they make a very special mortar and pestle for culinary purposes that they use in Mexican food that the Aztecs and the Mayans use. They call it a molcajete. And a molcajete is made from volcanic rock. It's a mortar and pestle made from this volcanic rock that they call basalt. And you have to break it in before you use it. And what you do is you put dry rice inside of it, and you use the pestle. You grind because you want to get all the volcanic sediment, all the dust.
I ate something out of one of those bowls in Matamoros one time.
Yeah, they make salsa. If you go to a good Mexican restaurant, they have the man that comes to your table and makes fresh salsa it's like a charcoal gray colored thing, molcajete.
Yeah, in 1998, I was in Matamoros, Mexico, and I was at a restaurant called Mi Pueblito, which I don't think is open anymore. And the guy was like, "Here's your menu." And I was like, "What is fajitas Guadalajara?" He said, "Fajitas Guadalajara is a specialty of northern Mexico." He said, "But it's not like the fajitas you're thinking of." I said, "Well, I'll take it." So they brought me that volcanic bowl, and it was boiling when he brought it. And it was full of steak slices, but the vegetable item in there was cactus pulp.
Oh, from the nopal cactus. It's the I think it's the cactus from the Mexican flag has like an eagle sitting on top of a cactus, and yeah, and he's holding like a rattlesnake in one town. Yeah, that's nopal is used for as a vegetable in Mexico.
Yeah, that stuff was really hot. I don't mean with spice, but it was so hot from boiling. You had to let it cool down. But I tell you what, that was a really good meal. But it was so different than what you would ever get in like Louisiana or Texas. You have to really go into Mexico to get.
But it tastes really good. Nopal has a really nice flavor. They scrape the needles off with a knife, you know, of course, and they slice it up. I had it with barbecued ribs in a special sauce with the nopal in San Diego. It was pretty tasty. They call it costillas, the word for ribs, and it's pretty much in northern Mexico. I mean, Guadalajara is in the desert, I think.
Yeah, I thought Guadalajara was on the coast. Well, I don't know where it is actually, so I'd have to look on my map. Let me see.
No, it's north. It's northwestern section of Mexico. It's I remember it on the map. It's northwestern, or maybe a little bit towards the center of it's not on the coast. It's inland, but it's north.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Yeah, it's in west central Mexico. Okay.
Yeah, that's the famous song they wrote about. Let me see if I can play.
It's down the road. It's down the road from a town called Tequila. True story. All right.
Yeah, there's an area called Chihuahua too. The desert is called the Chihuahua Desert.
I have a video posted on Facebook from my visit to Chihuahua.
It's the dog is actually from the Aztecs, the Maya. It's their dog.
When I went to Ojinaga, Chihuahua, it was so far out in the desert and so isolated. The border guards were looking at me real suspicious, like, "Why do you want to go here?" I said, "I just wanted to look around. There's nothing here. No tourists go there."
Well, what's wrong? Where they have like UFO landings there? So?
I said, "Well, I just was going to look around and see for myself." Okay. Like, they guess they thought I was up to something, you know. And I went around and looked around and I walked down the street in that town, and I took a video, and it's still on YouTube. And when I started walking, I just walked. I didn't say any commentary. I just walked for about a minute recording, and you could hear a little girl call out, "Senor!" And
Senor, you have something you can give me.
And you could see how much of a desert area it is. It's like all gravel and sand everywhere. But here, talking about Mexico, here are two what you would call ultimate independent rums that I bought at a store yesterday. These are full-size bottles, and when I tell you the price, you're going to probably kick me off the video.
No.
And accuse me of being a disgusting liar.
No, I believe you.
But I got this Taro Gold. It's called Taro. I don't know what Taro is. Tarro. Taro. I'll look it up.
Oh, taro is a root. It's a root. It's a root vegetable. Underground. Yeah, it's that's what I think they make poi out of that in the South Pacific.
Okay, it's triple distilled, extra dry rum, which is kind of, you don't usually hear that on rum. It's 40% alcohol, 750 milliliters. It's a product of Mexico, and it says, this was a really strange thing. It says selected and imported by Dubai Island International Corporation of Brownsville, Texas. Well, Dubai is an Arab sheikdom.
Yeah, it's in the Emirates, near or a part of the Emirates.
Yeah, it's one of the United Arab Emirates, Dubai.
Yeah, well, when you say Mexican rum, it's most likely, maybe it's from Yucatan area or Puerto Vallarta or Ixtapa or Acapulco. That's tropical.
So I've got some research to do. Yeah, you wouldn't get this in northern Mexico, I don't think.
No way.
Probably Yucatan, because Yucatan is loaded with sugarcane plantations. When we flew over Yucatan in the airplane, it was nothing but sugarcane fields. But anyway, this Taro Gold, and then also I figured if I'm getting the gold, I may as well get the Taro Platinum, extra dry, they claim. And these cost $5.49 per bottle.
Excellent. Give them
even if they taste bad, I haven't lost anything. I could have bought a Big Mac instead, but
they could have. They could taste like your average mediocre rum, which would be still a bargain.
Yeah, I haven't lost anything really.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably in the tropical section, the south part of Mexico. I mean, in the Yucatan, I went to Tulum, Chichen Itza, the Cozumel, the Island of the Women, something Mujer, Isla de Mujer, I think it's called, the Island of the Women. There's no women on that island, by the way.
Oh yeah, Isla Mujeres.
Yeah, there's no women there. There's only iguanas running around. But and then of course in Cancun, they had shopping malls. They had plenty of tourist traps. I go, oh no, I want to go where the local people of Cancun shop. So I went all the way down to downtown Central, to the flea markets, the outdoor flea markets, and they had, the restaurants that where the people eat, and they had what do you call this? Their supermarket was called Saint Francis of Assisi, and San Francisco of Assisi. And then when I went inside, they had the largest bottles of Kahlua and the mezcals and the tequilas. All the tequilas were $2 a bottle, and the Kahlua was like $7 for the biggest bottle they had.
Crazy.
So what I did was I did the same thing in Venezuela with the Pampero rum and Cacique rum. I put it in the suitcase, not the carry-on, and I wrap all my dirty my underwear and t-shirts and I make like egg rolls with every bottle, so every bottle is cushioned. So because this way they can throw the suitcase around and everything is shock absorbed, and that's what I did because they wouldn't let me bring that on as a carry-on.
No. Here now, talking about deals, I was in Texas last month, right? So I'm at a little liquor store in Houston, not an inner city liquor store, but a poor neighborhood liquor store. But the two ladies were very nice, and they were saying, "Oh, hey," they were looking at me kind of funny, like, "Why is a white man in this store?" Because it was obviously a black neighborhood. But and then when I was leaving, I pressed the wrong button on my remote, and I had unlatched my trunk. Didn't realize it. When I was leaving, a lady ran to my car, and I was thinking, "What's happening now?" She was like, "Hey, hey, hey," and I said, "Uh-oh." And she said, your truck's coming up. I didn't want you to drive off down the highway with that mother coming up. I said, "Oh, thank you."
So she was being helpful, but she was she's a little too enthusiastic.
I think she was just trying to help. I wasn't expecting some lady to come running up toward my car. I was like, "Uh-oh." But because it was her and these other guys just sitting in these chairs outside the store talking, probably what they do all day. But it was very nice of her to do that because I could have literally got back on the highway with my trunk lid coming up.
Yeah. Well, you would have saw the light on the dashboard that the trunk was up.
Yeah, it probably would have been a warning. I could have got out and closed it. But I went in the liquor store, and the two ladies, they seem a little off guard, like, "Oh, hello." It's just probably an unusual sight, But I was looking around, and I found these two rums. I'm not going to show both. I'll have a gold, and the silver is just like this gold, but it's silver. And these are called Calypso Gold Rum. And if you want to see the nice looking label.
Hold on. Oh, look at that. How nice. Calypso. Like the sea nymph, the name of a sea nymph. Famous sea nymph. Except that's a pirate.
Yeah, and it says it is 40% alcohol, and it is from, if I can find this out, it's going to say it somewhere. Oh, well, it might be from Kentucky for all I know, but it says Calypso is inspired by the story of Calypso, the sea nymph from Greek mythology. Daughter of Atlas, Calypso roamed the islands in search of her next great lover. When the great warrior Odysseus washed ashore after a shipwreck, Calypso took him as her lover and promised him immortality if he would stay with her. When he refused, she held him prisoner for 7 years before releasing him.
So she doesn't like rejection, Calypso.
Right. The rest of the story is lost. The rest of the story is lost at sea. ... And we have attempted to bring the spirit of Calypso to life with premium gold. We believe you will find it as alluring and seductive as its namesake.
Except you can't say no to Calypso.
Right. It says, be careful though. Don't Calypso and drive. Okay. And then it says, well, you won't like this part. Sazerac Company. All right, the Sazerac Company. But these bottles they had for $5.87 a bottle. Full size
Really?
bottle.
Wow.
$5.87. Who would pass that up? Not me.
You know what? There's
Plus,
gold.
they had a whole big story on the back. What now?
Yeah, they do. They give you the history of Calypso, and it's probably good rum. Does this Mr. Goldring have kids that might run for governor of Louisiana or something?
You know, that's a good question.
He might as well. He might as well because he owns just about everything with alcohol in it.
There was a Jewish guy that ran for governor of Louisiana once, but he didn't win. His name was Jay Darden. He's still alive.
Nah, it wouldn't. Yeah, politically.
I don't know if Louisiana would be too thrilled with that, but
no, politically, I don't think that would work.
There was a famous Jewish Confederate leader from Louisiana, and after the war, he escaped to England and became a British cabinet minister. So he was a cabinet minister in the Confederate States of America and in England, and his name was Judah P. Benjamin.
Now
Judah P. Benjamin. He was from Louisiana, and he was in the Confederate cabinet.
Now, after Richmond, Virginia, did the capital move to Montgomery, Alabama?
No, that was before they moved it to Richmond.
Oh, it went from Montgomery, Alabama to Richmond?
Richmond.
Okay, because Richmond is pretty close to D.C.
Yeah, and if you go to Montgomery, they've got they should have never moved the capital because they put it exposed right in the line of attack, which was foolish. But they were doing that to try to entice Virginia. You can have the capital. But anyway,
it's right next to a border state. Maryland is a border state. I don't know.
If you go to Alabama, they used to have big signs. Well, now they don't like to talk about it, but they used to have the first capital of Confederacy, big billboards, and then they had a monument with 4 Confederate flags out, 4 different Confederate flags, one from the Navy, the Army, the Confederate Marines. They didn't have Confederate Air Force, but
that would have attracted tourism over the years.
It did. Many people would go see it. It was the first Confederate White House, and it's a beautiful building. But when all of this politically correct stuff started, the governor of Alabama ordered the conservative so-called governor of Alabama ordered them to take the flags down, even though they were historic flags. And they just went out there and took the flags down one day with no kind of respect or anything. And now they've got 4 monuments with flagpoles with no flags flying from them. These people are insane.
Is this whole politically correct crap that's going on, pendulum, is it all about power more than anything else? Yes. So
Yeah.
they don't really care about the people they're squawking over, right? Yes, they don't care. Yeah. It's a shame, really. A historic monument is, I don't care what it is, it's still a historic monument. Landmark, rather. Historic landmark.
The Robert E. Lee statue in New Orleans, which was like 70 foot tall, was built in 1889. Did that stop them? 1889, been standing, but they tore it down like a bunch of heathens.
Instead of tearing it down, I mean, instead of destroying it, they should have shipped it over to Montgomery or something and kept maintained, the historic spirit of the Confederacy.
Right.
The
They
history.
had tore down 4 monuments in New Orleans. One to PGT Beauregard, which was a beautiful monument. Jefferson Davis, Robert E. Lee, and a 4th general. But
Stonewall Jackson, right? He was a Confederacy.
Yeah, but I don't think it was his. It was P.G.T. Beauregard, Jefferson Davis, Robert E. Lee, and can't remember. Maybe it was only 3. And now there's a new statue they unveiled last week in New Orleans, and this is not a joke, folks. This is true. You can look it up and on internet, screen share it if you feel like I got to get off in a minute. But the new statue was for civil rights. It's a huge Afro hair pick.
Oh my God, a hair pick?
You know, like you would.
Yeah,
buy,
like Clarence Williams III of the Mod Squad with the afro.
And that's the new statue. They tore down Robert E. Lee so they could put up a hair pick.
Well, you know,
it looked like somebody, you know, how people litter and they throw combs and brushes on the street. It looks like somebody threw a huge hair pick on the street, but they made a statue out of it.
Now,
That's your modern culture, folks.
This makes me think of these specialty months dedicated to specific groups of people. Everybody wants a month. Now we have a new month, the Caribbean American month. That's the new month.
June is pandering month.
Well, in a way, they're all pandering months, but eventually they're going to run out of months. Eventually, all 12 months are going to be used up, and I mean, I'm happy that November. I think November is Native American month. But you know, the point is, I know every month of the year is going to be taken up to dedicate to, because everybody's, I guess they're insecure. They feel they don't matter in the United States. They don't. They laid a guilt trip on.
They're insecure. They have low self-esteem, so they want everybody else to endorse them.
Yeah, but heaven forbid a month should be, the last month of the year should be dedicated to European ancestry, European American month, or
Don't look for that. And one more thing, they had an article in the paper today about how certain performers are feeling threatened when they perform at Drag Queen Story Hour, where the drag queens go and read books to children at the library.
You know, they just, oh, really? You know, they just,
that's been going on since about 5 years now. It started by some people in New York City.
Okay.
They tried around the country.
Oh, really? It started in New York City, huh? They just had a mermaid parade in Coney Island, Brooklyn, of you know, mermaid parade, I guess, in celebration of their pride celebration. I guess transgender, gay, whatever, they have a parade. And then they have a parade during Halloween. But do you know that I had to fill out, I had to complete an account profile on somewhere important, and they asked me the question of race and ethnicity. Did you know that they removed the words Caucasian and white from the race question? That it wasn't there. So when I asked them, I said, I don't know what to choose. They said, choose non-Hispanic American, non-Hispanic. I says, well, what happened to Caucasian and white? I used to be able to check the box. They said, oh, the U.S. Census Bureau decided to eliminate that. So I says, well, I guess we're non-existent, right? We're removed by the U.S. Census Bureau. Yeah, no.
When these right-wing groups claim that there is an effort to do that, people say, oh, they're just conspiracy theorists. But are they conspiracy theorists, really?
Yeah, it's conspiracy theory, racism. I says, so do you believe reverse racism exists? Oh no, reverse racism can't exist because all Caucasians have it really good in the United States. You've always been in control. You have it. I guess we have it made in the shade. We got it. Oh really? So the economy hasn't affected white Americans. Unemployment.
When people say things that look like racial hatred and smell like racial hatred and taste like racial hatred, you know why? It's because it's racial hatred. So those people aren't gonna push me around.
If it looks, walks, and sounds like a duck, it's a duck. I mean, they're all white. What about white people living in trailers, having to go on food stamps and so on and so forth? I mean,
they don't care. They don't care about people that they want to do harm to. So I believe in racial unity. I believe in peace and prosperity. I believe in equality under the law. I believe in all those things. But there are people who do not.
Right. But it has to be across the board. It has to be real.
Right. It has to be real. But many of these people are fanatics on the left wing who are fanatics. They're crazy, Well,
that's the neo, the word neo attached to neoliberal or neoconservative. Neo is an extremist, right? It
means new. Neo means new.
Yeah. Well, the ones we have now they seem to be extremists.
Yeah, the neoliberals are more racist than the racists.
They want power. The neoliberals are the ones I think that forced the DNC to nominate Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, totally ignore. I mean, forget it. Bernie Sanders was never invited to the debates. No, wait. He was. I'm sorry. He was invited to the debates, but he had to run as a Democrat. Otherwise, he wouldn't even get invited to the debates.
Right. And now we know that they were secretly conspiring against him behind the scenes. They had already determined there was no way he was going to get the nomination. So it was all just a show. He was never going to get the nomination, whether he got delegate. He could have won all the primaries, but he wasn't going to get the nomination. We know that.
No, he wasn't going to. And if he wanted to, he could have stood on the ballot as an independent. And the reason why I'm saying that is because all of his rallies, you can go like this and see the legions of people that showed up at his rallies. So that's somebody.
Hillary Clinton, you could hear the echo in the room because there was nobody at the rally.
Yeah, Hillary, I think Secret Service agents did, they spilled the beans on Hillary when the camera's off of her. She's not quite the person that is on the like she's on when she's on the air when the camera's rolling.
No, but people could see through that. Anyway, well, I'm gonna go, but it was nice talking to you.
Yes, same here. I'm gonna close up shop because I think a lot of people are busy for Father's Day, to be honest with you.
Perhaps so, yeah.
Yeah, everything got quiet, so I'm gonna, but it's time, almost time for dinner anyway.
Okay.
So
well, have a good evening and a good week. Bye-bye.
Yes, you too. You too.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, that was a pleasant surprise, Mr. Ronald J. Theriot of Louisiana fermented beverage review, or anything with alcohol in it. He does it. Beer, wine, whiskey, just about anything fermented. He does it. He is the legend of fermented beverages on the internet. He has the largest following of anyone who reviews any alcoholic beverage at all. So it was great having him on. I usually do Fandango Friday on Ronald Theriot's show every Friday at usually like at least by 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. I do it on his show. Fandango Friday is strictly, the theme is strictly about hard liquor or liqueur. And once in a while, he does what he calls Joker's Wild Wednesday, which means you can bring anything you want and review it. So, you too, happy Father's Day again. Have a great evening. You're probably at that pub you were mentioning before, or maybe you decided not to go. But nevertheless, I am going to, you know what? Let me do one Chisley's Hall of Shame. Yeah, let me do one Chisley's Hall of Shame, and then I'll close up. I'll say so long. Hold on. I just want to do so. I want to bash something from Whole Foods. All right, I'm back. Okay. I had gotten this bag of coconut encrusted shrimp. I thought it was just coconut encrusted. I didn't realize what it was until after I heated it up. Now, by looking at it, you think it's jumbo shrimp. Okay, it says here, this is sold at Whole Foods for over 20 bucks. Coconut shrimp, responsibly farmed shrimp, whatever that means. Lightly, okay, see the word, lightly coated with real coconut. Naturally gluten-free coating. Easy to prepare, cooking instructions, oven ready. Okay, 2 pounds. All right. Now, what they don't tell you is the amount of batter that's underneath the coconut, separating between the coconut and the shrimp. It's mostly batter. And what they have inside this, which people, hold on, which people are under the impression that it's a jumbo shrimp. What's behind the coconut is a thick batter, and the actual shrimp is a medium to small shrimp. So this is Jeff Bezos, the greedy bald-headed bastard that looks like he has a dildo head. Okay, the motherfucker. Over 20 bucks for mostly cheap batter with a little bit of coconut sprinkled on the outside and a small shrimp underneath it all. Okay, so Chisley's Hall of Shame, Jeff Bezos Whole Food for this rip-off coconut encrusted shrimp. Hey, Daryl Messias from Northern California. Happy Father's Day to you. And happy Sunday. Feliz Domingo. And thank you for stopping by to say hello. I hope you're having a pleasant Father's Day. Mr. Daryl Messias, because I'm going to close up shop. And tonight, I'm going to have Indian food. I'm probably going to get lamb biryani with a mango lassi drink, which is delicious. And I might get not bread, because I'm trying to go low carb. No naan bread or paratha or roti. I'm probably going to get those mango pickles. They're pickles, Indian made pickles from a green mango. They're quite good. I thought they were olives the first time I had them, but they're really green mango. And India has like a mango festival. There's literally hundreds of different varieties of mango, because mango and papaya originally comes from India. So, better late than never. Thank you, Daryl Messias. I want to thank Ronald J. Tirio, Bart Robinson, Miss Masumi from Japan, Jason Cleveland. Jordy was here for a little bit. I want to thank everybody. Happy Father's Day 2022. Okay, all of the good fathers out there, God bless you. And until next time I'm on the air, have a good one. Have a safe upcoming new week. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.